on when the moon and
Yeah.
the angle you fall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't see the super moon.
Man, that
Yeah.
super moon was crazy. I left in the morning for work and I seen it. And it was like, see where the Columbus statue is?
Yeah.
It looked like the moon was like right there.
So close?
Yeah, and if you move closer to like the building, you couldn't see it. Like it was like around like 5 in the morning. It startled you when you came out. You just seen it like a big thing, and you're like, "Whoa, it's that close!" I never seen a moon that close before. And the more you move closer to like the houses, I couldn't even see it anymore. That's how big it was.
Wow.
Looked like it was just right there. You know? I was like, nah. And even the moon now look extremely close.
I know.
You look at the moon now, it looks extremely bright. Before times past.
I cannot wait for the return of Jesus Christ. I'm telling you, this world is too corrupted. It's too much problems, and unless America don't turn to God.
Nah, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
World War III is coming. That's why I said, hell, Trinidad gonna be in a better position than America when all hell will start really breaking loose.
Yeah, my brother said that. He's a preacher, and he always say, right now it might be terrible, he said, but it's going to be better when war breaks out in America.
Yeah, because North Korea and Russia, they're not going to turn back, and then the civil war going to take place here. See what I'm saying? The racial tension is already high here, man. And whatever economic collapse is coming, because you see they're bringing out the chip.
Yeah.
Amazon, they officially opened up the store. You seen it?
Yeah.
Amazon Go store?
Yeah. Amazon,
You in Seattle, you don't need no cash. You just swipe your phone, and then you put your items in a bag.
Yeah.
No lines, nothing, and you just walk out the store, and the money comes automatically out your account. You see what I'm saying? And they're gonna bring more of those stores, which means what? Less jobs.
Yeah.
You see
exactly.
Sam's Clubs closing.
Yeah. So many places closing.
There's another major store. It was Sam's Club. We know Walmart and Kmart.
Yeah. JCPenney, Macy's.
Yeah. JCPenney, Macy's. And there was another store, I just can't remember. It slipped my mind. But Toys R Us, they said they closing like 180 stores.
Wow.
So it's less jobs.
So many people will be out of jobs now.
And more machines, man.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
Same
Have
here,
a wonderful day. Okay, stay warm. It's cold out. It's getting cold.
Yeah, it is. Appreciate that. Same here. See? I guess I like, oh yes, and I was telling her that super moon, man. Try to do a sit down on that. That super moon, the lunar eclipse, January 31st. Like the Lord said, signs in the sun, okay? Signs in the moon, celestial signs. Pay attention to the signs, man. Okay? Watch, man. Keep looking at the news. What are we looking out for? Prophecy. Okay? We're looking out for the prophecies, man. Because we're in a time of prophecy. The elders ready to declare this year of prophecy. Alright? So we got to continue to keep prophesying, man. Watch it daily at the gates. That's fact. It is getting cold. That weather is deceiving, man. Topic we want to get to. I'm going to get into that a little will. Okay? I have to get into that. They gave me time to get into it. Let's see. Y'all going to the sit down on this. All right, Mark chapter 13. She said she just came back from Trinidad, and it's bad over there. Trinidad is bad, but America's gonna be worse, far worse. Okay, I seen a video the other day on that famine in Venezuela. Oh my God, man, those Asherites over there is catching hell, man. Y'all the tribe of Asher, right? got a lot of brothers from the tribe of Asher who probably know the Israelites already, man. Because the truth is spreading, man. Right? The truth is hitting all land masses, all continents. And the main way a lot of brothers and sisters gonna come in is by the works, man. We're not just gonna be preaching. Things gonna be done in the spirit. Okay? To have people get sealed in their forehead. And it's called what? Power, man. And it's gonna take place right here. Okay? We don't have to return back to no land of Israel. First of all, the land of Israel gonna go up in flames. Because that whole land is defiled, man. Read Ezekiel the 38th chapter. Israel and America simultaneously gonna go up in flames. Just that Israel gonna get built back up. America's not, man. But we don't gotta be in a specific location in order to receive the gift of the Most High. Okay? You weren't in another land when you received this truth. That in itself is power, man. That's the Most High resurrecting the dry bones. He gave you this knowledge, so why wouldn't he give you power? See? Proverbs chapter 8, verse 36. Let me read Mark. Mark chapter 13, verse 31. For scripture says what? What's coming after it? So right after that, so hurricanes touching down, Harvey, Maria, man, joke. And I think Puerto Rico just got back from some power in their schools. So that was nothing to play with. And a lot of them still ain't turned to Yahawashi, man. Because you got a brother out there preaching. Anyway, it says what? Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. But of that day and that hour knoweth no man, nor that the angels which are in heaven, neither the Son nor the Father. So we don't know the exact date. Alright, the exact date. We can't give you the exact date. But we know the season. This is the season, man. This is the hour. Okay? And we're going to keep stressing it. The two final prophecies is the microchip, Revelation the 13th and 14th chapter, and World War III, Revelation the 16th, 17th, and 18th chapter, and various other scriptures. World War III is brewing, man. It's like the final phase of it. And the microchip is here. Amazon just opened up a new store. It's RFID exactly what the mark of the beast is. Not no embargo, man. The mark of the beast is that RFID chip. Alright? So that was also breaking news. Amazon opened up that new store finally. It was supposed to be open up 6 months ago, but they have problems. We know they took over Whole Foods, so that might be the future of Whole Foods, man. Proverbs chapter 8. Proverbs. Mark. Right up this happened. Spiritual power. Chapter 13, verse 31 again. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. But of that day and that hour of no man, no not the angels which are in heaven, neither the Son, but the Father. Okay? Only the Father knows. Read on. Take ye heed and watch and pray, for ye know not when the time is. The Lord said to watch and pray, man. Obviously, these churches ain't doing that. They're not the watchmen. Scripture says they're dumb dogs in Isaiah the 56th chapter. They're not barking. See, we bark every week. Whether you listen or not, who gives a damn, man? All right, the blood is off our hand. It says, for the Son of Man is a man taking a far journey, which is a spiritual realm, who left his house and gave authority to his servants, which is us, man. And we're maintaining that house, which is called the elect. That's why Paul said, I endure all things for the elect's sake. The remnant, aka the 1/3. And his servants, and to every man his work, and commanded according to watch. Watching out for what? His return. But before his return, you're going to have them those prophecies, man. One of them is the signs of the sun and signs of the moon. Okay? You've seen this beginning of the month, which that move was insane. Now we're going to see a lunar eclipse. What's coming after that? Okay? It says, watch ye therefore, for you know not when the master of the house cometh, at evening, or at midnight, or at the cock crowing in the morning. We don't know what exact thing he's coming soon. That's coming suddenly to find you sleeping. What shall I say unto you? I say unto all, watch. There you go. Yahawashi, he kept telling us, watch, man. Keep looking out, man, for the signs. Let me read the precepts now. My dude's teaching that we gotta be in the land of Israel to get spiritual power. That's totally not in the scriptures. That's totally not in the scriptures, man. Here's some precepts. not in the scriptures, man. The HODC 12 teaching that. That's not in the scriptures. All right? Let me read Titus chapter 1, verse 11. Titus chapter 1, verse 11. Let's start from verse. Start verse 8. Holding fast the faithful word as he had been taught. So, that was never a part of the doctrine ever, man. Alright? That he may be able by sound doctrine, man, both to exhort and to convince the gainsayers. And that's what we're doing, man. Anyway, let's read on. For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision. They are the circumcision, our brothers who know they're Israelites. Okay? Back then, what? Paul was considering the Jews, man. Alright? Those who knew they were Israelites, man. A lot of the Pharisees and Sadducees. Okay? Those who know who they are. The scripture says what? Let's read it again. For they are many unruly and vain talkers, man. And deceivers, especially they of the circumcision, whose mouths must be stopped. Subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake, or the name of the Lord don't matter. Okay? Or the Rfid teaching is not the mark of the beast. It's another doctrine. Making the Passover, or inviting whoever at the Passover, man. Now the latest one now is you gotta go to the land of Israel in order to receive spiritual power. They just crazy, man. You see? But at the end of the day, it's all set up in the spirit. Because Paul also said this. And the way we combat you guys is with the scriptures. No personal attacks. Alright? Just deal with you with facts, man. Spiritually, man. Okay, we all grown men in this thing. And if we see our brother going on, the scripture says what you gotta rebuke him, man. If you repent, then you regain that, brother. Alright? 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 19, though. For there must be also heresies among you. So Paul is telling us that there have to be heresies, man. There have to be false doctrines out there, man. The guy who preaches false doctrine is known as a heretic. Okay? That way. Okay? The Most High loves controversy. And he also said in Ezekiel 14:9, if there's a false prophet among the people, I, the Lord, set him up. Alright? So there's guys that set up on the right and the left. There's guys that set up to the stumbling blocks to other men. I'll show you how deep Yahawashi is. You know, you may escape the Christian church. You know what I'm saying? And come into this truth. But he has a stumbling block set up. You know what I'm saying? Have that particular Israelite camp who's teaching false doctrines to trap you up, man. The name of the Lord don't matter, that you can take the chip. Esau could be saved. See what I'm saying? That's there to set you up, man. That's a stumbling block. That's when you gotta fear the Lord. Read verse 19 again. For there must be also heresies among you, that they which are good may be made manifest. So the Most High's men has to be made manifest. People gonna know at the end who had the truth. They shall know there was a prophet among them. And the way they gonna know that is by what? That power. 1 verse 4. First Timothy chapter 1 verse 4. Says, neither give heed to fables and endless genealogies. Oh, let me jump on. Yeah, let me read on. First Timothy chapter 1 verse 4. Neither give heed to fables, man. Okay? Myths. Lies, man. Alright? You die, you go to hell, man. That's a fable, man. You're already in hell, man. Hell is captivity. And endless genealogies, because we don't have our genealogy records. This thing is based on faith, man. The truth says the spirit that witnesses with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. We know through the spirit, through the book, through the word, and we're the people of the book through the prophecies. Okay, we don't have our genealogy records. Alright? And that history is during the time of Ezra. Let me read on. It says, which minister questions rather than godly edifying, which is in faith, based on faith. Now, the end of the commandment is charity, pure heart, brotherly love, of a good conscience, and faith in faith, and which some, having swerved, have turned aside unto vain dragglings, empty speeches, man, heresies, man. Verse 7, desire to be teachers of the law, understanding neither what they say nor whereof they affirm. Okay? Yeah, they want to be teachers, but they teaching lies, man. They desire to be teachers of the law, teachers of the book. Oh, but they're teaching heresies, man. Okay, and that's a heresy. Okay, we got to be in the land of Israel to get spiritual power. That means you don't have faith. Okay? Esau not killing all the jakes, or Esau not because Esau knows this is the truth. How come he can't shut it down? That in itself is spiritual power, because he was able to shut down all those fire movements. But he can't shut this thing down, man, because it's of Yahawashi, and that the name itself is spiritual power, because most of those things you on a day-to-day basis, man. Things that you see and things that you don't see. Because if he wasn't with us, we would have been dead already. Okay? Acts chapter 1, verse 8. verse 8. It's the Lord speaking. It says, but he shall receive power after that the Holy Ghost, the Holy Spirit, is come upon you. And he shall be witnesses unto me. Now this cuts you guys, man. This cuts you guys, man. Alright? He's speaking to who? The disciples, man. Read Acts chapter 1, verse 8. And he shall receive power. After that, the Holy Ghost, the Spirit, is So back then, that's where the apostles went at. And into all of Judea, the land of Palestine today, and in Samaria, and unto the uttermost part of the earth. What's the uttermost part of the earth? America, man. This is the west. Also the Lord said, I shall gather thee from the east. Come on, man. You know what? Gather from the west. The elect gonna get power wherever they at. It's like the Lord said in Matthew 18 and 20, where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there I am in the midst of them. So Yahawashi is already here, man. Spiritually amongst us. That's why you have his name. You don't have to be in a particular land or region in order for him to work on your behalf. Now it's nowhere in the Bible. Okay? There ain't nowhere in the scriptures, man. Alright? To prove that, let me read another precept. So read that precept one more time, then I'm going to read another one. Acts chapter 1 verse 8. And he shall receive power. After that the Holy Spirit is come upon you. And he shall be witnesses unto me, both in Jerusalem and into all Judea and in Samaria and to the uttermost part of the earth. Okay, so we don't got to be in the land of Israel to get power, man. The Lord told us that we will be witnesses unto him back then in Jerusalem and into the uttermost part of the earth. Come on, man. Read Acts chapter 28. They knew that the island was called Melita, right? Greece. It says, and the barbarous people showed us kindness, for they kindled a fire and received us every one because of the present because of the cold. And when Paul had gathered a bundle of sticks and laid them on the fire, there came a viper out of the heat and fastened on his hand. So a snake bit him on Paul. They're not in the land of Israel right now. Okay? That's where the word of God means sent out. Okay, they went out there to convert our people back to who they are. Okay? The Gentiles, man. AKA the foreign Israelites. When the barbarians saw the venomous snake, the venomous beast hang on his hand, they said among themselves, no doubt this man is a murderer, whom though he hath escaped the sea, yet vengeance suffered not to live. So they show you, even though they didn't know the Most High, they knew that you reap what you sow. They say he might escape the sea, but this guy, he gonna receive his judgment. But let's see what happened. And he shook off the beast into the fire and felt no harm. That in itself is what? Spiritual power. To get bit by a venomous snake and no harm happened to you, that's in itself spiritual power, man. And there's been many situations like that where brothers had near-death moments, man. The Most High builds you out right there. Okay, that's a miracle, man. It says, albeit they looked when he should have swollen or fallen dead suddenly. But after they had looked a great while and saw no harm come to him, they changed their minds and said he was a god, man. So these are all spiritual acts outside the land of Israel. I'm showing, man. Through the spirit of Yahawashi. Okay? In the same orders were possessions of the chief man of the island, whose name was Publius, who received us and lodged us 3 days fortresses. And it came to pass that the father of Publius lay sick for a fever of a bloody flux, to whom Paul entered in and prayed and laid his hands on him and healed him. And when this was done, others also which had diseases in the island came and were healed, who also honored us with many honors when we departed. They laden with us such things as were necessary. And that's how a lot of people gonna come in. It's true. When they see spiritual power, they're gonna know beyond a shadow of doubt. Now this definitely gotta be the truth. Because Yahawashi said that we're gonna be witnesses unto him back then and now, to the uttermost part of the earth. And this is all on the island, man. Militia, you see where this is at? Yeah. Africa and Sicily. So between North Africa and Sicily, southern Italy, man. So you know they were definitely Jakes, man. Alright? So like you know, Militia is in the Mediterranean. Because that's a major trading zone. And right now you got war brewing in the Mediterranean right now. Okay? With Turkey and them other Middle Eastern nations, man. And America's involved in it. So World War III is imminent. Imminent. Okay? Let me read another precept. So another example through faith. Acts, I think it's Acts 14. Come on, man. So, you know, it's our job to defend the gospel. Acts chapter 14. Acts 14. There's another precept I want to bring out. Let me see. Block it 1 second. scripture after this. I think it's in Chronicles. Saying before, these spiritual acts are going to happen again, right? Wherever we're driven, that's where we're going to get that power at, man, Lord willing. Speaking as one of the hopeful elect. Anyway, here we read Acts chapter 14. Back to the precepts. Find that a little later. Acts chapter 14. I'm gonna read on down. I think the next precept I wanted to get was in Chronicles. Acts chapter 14, start from verse 1. Says, and it came to pass in Iconium that they went both together into the synagogue of the Jews, and so to speak, this Paul and Barnabas. And where's Iconium? That's what you call in Turkey today, right? And that's where Paul was from, Turkey, right? You had Israelites up there as well, right? You read on, it says, so to speak, and Turkey's between Europe and the Middle East, man. All right, that's a dealing with geopolitics. That's a strategic location, man. That's why America wants Turkey to be their ally, but they're having problems with them right now. All right, let me read on. It says, and it came to pass in Iconium that they went both together into the synagogue of the Jews, and so spake that a great multitude, both of the Jews and also the Greeks, believed. And we know these Greeks are who? The Hellenists, man. Jews that spoke and followed the ways of the Greeks. Alright? Because at that time the world was Hellenized, man. Let me read on though. But the unbelieving Jews stirred up the Gentiles and made their minds evil, affected against the brethren. Long time therefore abode they speaking boldly in the Lord, man. And that's what we got to do. We speak with authority in the name of Yahawah, Yahawashi, man. Which gave testimony unto the word of his grace and granted signs and wonders to be done by their hands. Okay? So they what? They will command spiritual acts, man. And same thing the apostles did, that going place to place in different places, it's going to be done again. And they weren't in the land of Israel. This is in Turkey, man. Anyway, let's read on. It says, read verse 3 again. Long time therefore bold did speaking boldly in the Lord, which gave testimony unto the word of his grace, and granted signs and wonders to be done with their hands. So they started performing spiritual acts, man. Read on. But the multitude of the city was divided, part held with the Jews, and part with the apostles. And there's always going to be divisions, like the Apostle Paul said. And then there was an assault made, both of the Gentiles also from the Jews, with their rulers to use them despitefully and to stone them. They were aware of it and fled unto Lystra and Derbe cities, and of Lycaonia, and unto the region that lied round about, which is says, and they preach the gospel, which is the good news, which is the kingdom of the Most High, man. Okay? Repented to Yahawashi, receiving the gift of everlasting life. And they preached the gospel, and they sat a certain man at Lyastra, impotent in his feet, being a cripple from his mother's womb, who never had walked. The same heard Paul speak, who steadfastly, beholding him and perceiving that he had faith to be healed, said with a loud voice, stand up aright on thy feet. And he leapt and walked. And when the people saw what Paul had done, they lifted up their voices, saying in the speech of the Lycaonia, the gods are come down to us in the likeness of men. So they had what? Spiritual power, man. And Paul told him, man. And the guy knew through his faith that the Apostle Paul can heal him, man. So let's read that example again. And I'm bringing these scriptures out to show you these acts are going to happen again. Alright? So we don't got to go to no Pacific land to get that power. We have that power already through Yahawah Shemiel Shah, man. Most High said he was scattered, but he would gather us back. And the way the main part of gathering us is by that name. Alright? And by that true doctrine. Anyway, let me read on. It says, read that example again. And it said, a certain man at Lystra, impotent in his feet, being a cripple from his mother's womb, who never had walked. The same heard Paul speak, who steadfastly beholding him and perceiving him, that he had faith to be healed. So the impotent man had faith, man, that he would be healed, man. And guess what? He did get healed. Alright? We read on down. And when the people saw what Paul had done, they lifted up their voices, saying in a speech of Lycaonia, the gods are come down to us in the likeness of men. They called Barnabas Jupiter and Paul Mercury. Jupiter is another way of saying Zeus. Right? Because he was the chief speaker. Read on down. Then the priests of Jupiter, which saw before their city, brought oxen and garlands unto the gates, and would have done sacrifice to the people. Which when the apostles, Barnabas and Paul, heard of it, they rent their clothes and ran among the people, crying out and saying, why do these things? And you are also of men like passions with you, and preach unto you, you should turn from these vanities unto the living power, which made heaven and earth and the sea, and all things that are therein. Alright? So there you go, man. So they didn't get proud, man. They remained humble. He told them, nah, it's not of them. It's of Yahawah Shemiel Shah, who gave them that power to do such things. And the key to spiritual power is faith. That's what it says Ephesians chapter 2, verse 8. Edifying for the camera now. Chapter 2, verse 8. It says, for by grace ye are saved through faith. Okay? That's how we're going to be saved, by faith. Hebrews 11:1. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Alright? By grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves. It is a gift of the Most High. So faith is a gift. To believe is a gift, man. It says a gift from the Most High. So everything comes from Yahawah, Yahawashi, and not of yourself. So we don't got to go to no physically go somewhere in order to get it now. It's going to come from the Most High. You read the next precept. Scripture I want to take verse 10. It says, so I can read further up. Colossians 1 and 10. So, and like Moses, another perfect example would be Moses, man. Moses wasn't in the land of Canaan. Moses never seen the land of Canaan. And the Most High gave him spiritual power, man. Come on, man. So that's another example, man. Another chief example. So that whole doctrine is got severed through the spirit of Yahawah, Yahawashi. Read Colossians chapter 1, verse 10. Colossians chapter 1 verse 10. Alright, so this is what we got to do in order to get these things. Colossians 1 and 10. That he might walk worthy of the Lord unto all blessing, being fruitful in every good work, and increasing in the knowledge of the Most High. It says, strengthening with all might according to his glorious power unto all patience and long suffering with joyfulness, man. Giving thanks unto the Father which made us meet to be partakers of the inheritance of the saints in light, man. Okay? So the Most High made us partakers, man. This is a gift. This truth is a gift. And this in itself is power. Have delivered us from the power of darkness and have translated us unto the kingdom of his dear son, man. Yahawah, Yahawashi did that, man. Most High did that for us. That in itself is power, man. Okay? Being able to see through this matrix is power, man. Because the majority of people cannot see it. They cannot be unplugged. It's only for the judge few. Read 1 Thessalonians. 1 Thessalonians chapter 2. Alright, so like I said, man, brothers gonna get that spiritual power, like the Lord said, from one end of the earth even unto the other, uttermost part. Why? Because the children of Israel were scattered throughout all lands and regions. Alright, the scripture prophesied we will come on this side of the world. And the Most High said that in that place. In fact, let me get your well, man. All the scriptures popping in my mind. Let me just read Joel chapter 3. This is a classic scripture. The point is in verse 7. Joel chapter 3 verse 6. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, the southern kingdom, the Negro tribes. The point is in verse 7. And the children hath he sold unto the Grecians, who? Tyre and Zidon and Palestine, the Arabs and the Africans. They sold us to the white man, and this is the point I want to bring out, that he might remove them far from their border. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, and return your recompense upon your own head. The Most High is going to raise us up, man, in the places where he has sold us. So no matter where we're sold at, the Most High is going to raise us up. And a part of that raising up is giving us spiritual power. That scripture says, thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, man. Psalms 110. Alright? Now there's another precept I want to bring out. I don't know if I bring it out earlier, the camera caught it. You know? So, you know, we gotta remain humble, man. And Psalms chapter 19, verse 7. And I'm going to close it out, I think, with Psalms 139. Psalms chapter 19, verse 7. It's a good prayer. The law of Yahawah is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of Yahawah sure, making wise the simple, man. And we were simple, but now we're wise, man. Because why? We studied the testimonies of this book. The epistles, the letters, the prophecies, the history, and the law. The statutes of Yahawah are right, rejoice in the heart. The commandment of Yahawah is pure, enlightening the eyes, man. So the words of this book is pure, man. Understanding this book in itself is spiritual power, man. So there's different levels. Okay? Of course, the top spiritual power is going to be actually controlling the elements itself. But understanding this book, having faith, these are all acts of spiritual power, man. Knowing the Most High's name, him working on your behalf. Okay? There's levels to this thing. The fear of Yahawah is clean, enduring forever. The judgments of Yahawah are true and righteous together. More to be desired are they than gold. Alright? It's truth, man. Yea, than fine gold, sweeter also than honey, and the honeycomb. Moreover, by them is thy servant warned, and in keeping of them there is a great reward. So if we do these things, we're going to get that reward, which is the kingdom. Or like we said, part of it is going to start on this side, man. Part of that glory and that fame is going to start on this side, man. If you keep the law, statutes, and commandments and you have faith, all right? And you keep pushing the ministry. Who can understand his errors? Cleanse thou me from secret faults. That's a good prayer to say. Right? You want the Most High to cleanse you from secret faults, man. Presumptuous sins. It says, keep back thy servant from presumptuous sins. Let them not have dominion over me. We don't want that, man. All right? We don't want the flesh to have dominion over us. Alright? Because you're going to be a fallout. And you're going to be a laughing stock. Then shall I be upright, and I shall be innocent from the great transgression. Alright? Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart or my mind be acceptable in thy sight, O Yahawah Shai, my strength and my redeemer. Okay? So we want to be acceptable in the sight of Yahawashi. I'm going to close it out on this prayer here. You see Psalms 139, verse 23. Beautiful to get back out here, man. Last week, all this foolishness, man. The Most High is good. His word went out. We got edified, all glory. To the rest of you who can't receive it, too bad. Okay, we're not upset. You're just not of the elect. But some of you are going to come in by that spiritual power, man. As it was proven today in the lesson. Psalms 139, verse 23. That battery. Close it out with this precept here. Psalms 139, I think verse 23. Psalms 139, verse 23. It says, search me, O Most High, and know my heart. Try me, and know my thoughts, and see if there be any wicked way in me, and lead me into the way of the everlasting. So we want the Most High to search us out, keep us back from presumptuous sins. Alright? And like King David said, to cleanse us from secret faults. And if we keep the words that's in this book, we're going to get that reward, man. Wherever you brothers are scattered at, you're going to get that power, Lord willing. If it be Yahawah Shah's will, man. And remain in sound doctrine, and above all, endure. Okay? Now I'm going to close it out. Say, giving all praise, Yahawah Shah. Alright? May He keep giving us the strength, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to do this work until the latter end. With that, I'm going to say, Shalom.